Cancel.
Schweezy.
All right, my fellow Schwoke Lords, it's time for me to solve all your relationship problems. Now, a lot of you have a lot of problems, and I guess it's my job to fix it. So I guess it's my job to fix it.
And I really like that.
So let's get into it. My wife's parents moved 3 doors down. What do I do? My wife and I have been dating for 10 years, engaged since May of 2019. We were supposed to have our big reception wedding last year, but postponed it until this upcoming October due to COVID. We did, however, get officially married last October. We've lived together since late 2017. We purchased a house together December 2020. My wife's parents sold their house in 2019 and have been renting until last weekend. They have always wanted to follow her around as they are not close to their older son. They look at houses anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes away, but most recently found one 3 doors down from ours. They put in a cash offer with the proceeds from their own home and closed within 1 week. If it were possible, my wife would have wanted them to live with us. I was strictly against this idea. They are now in the same neighborhood and are already infringing on our life. I find myself up late at night because despite them living separately, it feels like they are living here because they can come over at any time and their presence is always there. So, buddy, look, first of all,
congratulations, you played yourself.
But to be honest with you, you've been with her for 10 years. You've been living with each other since 2017. You bought a house in December 2020. You have to know her parents are a big part of your life. A big part of her life. Like, how do you not already know this? That's a weird situation that you do not know that. And now the fact that they're doing like little Everybody Loves Raymond style, like that their parents are coming over all the fucking time, is something that you should have kind of figured out beforehand. And that's a weird thing that you don't understand. Now you're like, oh, the parents are basically living with us, but not really. Yeah, you should have kind of figured that out beforehand. And that sounds like a you problem. So
congratulations, you played yourself.
I don't know what you want me to say here, buddy. Everyone has baggage. We all have baggage. I have baggage. You have baggage. She has baggage. Her parents have baggage. And guess what? If you love someone and you want to make them your ride or die, which is an EP by me out now everywhere where you stream your music, you realize that with these ride or dies, they have baggage. And some of the baggage is good and that you like to take with you. Some of it's not good, but you still have to take with you. That's what baggage is. You just have to make sure you got matching sets and you can easily identify it at an airport, like I do with a Mickey Mouse name tag or whatever they're called, or whatever that shit is called. So, buddy, don't act like you figured it out. You didn't. You just, I don't know why you figuring acting like this is a big deal all of a sudden. So that's all I have to say about that. Y'all know. Next question. Throwing a bonfire for my birthday, but none of the guests know each other. Bad idea? My birthday is coming up, and due to my own poor social management, I don't really have a circle of friends at the moment. Just a few scattered friends here or there. I got a little zealous and invited 3 of my friends, all between 21 and 22, to my house for a bonfire, but none of them know each other or have any mutual friends besides me. I'm incredibly nervous and don't know if it'll go well. They're all similar enough and like to smoke weed, so that'll make it easy, but I'm just nervous it'll be awkward with nothing to talk about. Should I cancel? So, no, don't cancel your fucking birthday party. It's your birthday party, and your birthday is all about you. And I like to try to, and I've realized that we do social media and everything. Everything in our life is just to be about us. And guess what?
I like that.
So, funny enough, example of like, I'm just like, we're just trying to make things about us. Like I joked last month, I have not figured out a way to make Pride Month about me yet until last episode. I was like, Micah's mom thinks I'm gay, so now I get to celebrate Pride. One thing that was funny is Emmy Rossum is her name, I believe. She played Fiona on Shameless until the last 2 seasons where she was like, I'm not going to be on the show anymore. But anyways, she posted I guess she was pregnant and had a baby, but also didn't post anything about the pregnancy until she already had the baby. And then, so she posted for Father's Day, Happy Father's Day, but it was a pregnancy photo of her. And that is an example of how we all try to make everything about ourselves. We always try to make everything about ourselves. And that's why we always worry about ourselves too much and think about ourselves too much when we realize no one else cares. In regards to your birthday party, because I went off topic a little bit, what I will say, though, is you may have to figure out a get-to-know-you game type of situation where everyone, kind of gets to know each other and does not feel super awkward around each other and is not acting fucking questions about, I was like, who are you? It was like when I was at this wedding, it was like, how do you know the bride or groom? Well, I know the groom. We went to music school together. And it was kind of a situation like that. I was like, oh, are you a musician? I'm like, yeah, I'm the fucking best musician that's ever came out. Ride or Die Volume 2, out now wherever you listen to your music. But no, so get to know you game. The weed, and if there's alcohol involved, that is going to chill everyone out and make everyone a good time. Like, I could see myself hanging out with anyone, especially weed and shit like that. I mean, I do that all the time. Like, I'm a single guy in a big city, Nashville. And honestly, what I can tell you right now is like, I go to movie theater. I want to see a movie in theaters. I go by myself. Okay, can we talk about the movie theaters by yourself? There's no reason why we should shame people who go to movies by themselves. First of all, if you live alone and you watch a movie by yourself, it's not a big deal. However, if you go out in public to do it, it's a big deal. And second of all, you don't necessarily need to have someone with you to go see a movie. Because you're not supposed to talk during the movie. You're supposed to watch the movie. So I don't know why we shame people going to movie solos. And it's not because I do movie solos, go to movies by myself. It's just general. Like, if you watch, it's different. Like, it's definitely a thing. Like, oh, I'm home alone. I'm watching a movie by myself. Not a big deal. Hey, I want to see this movie, but no one else wants to go with me. So I'm going to go watch this movie by myself. Like, apparently that's a big deal. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. Yeah, I don't know why we shame people for going to movies by themselves, because I do it all the time. And I'm telling you, if you want to see the movie and no one wants to go with you, just go to the movie. That's all it is. But with this, if it's just a bunch of scattered people, you make them get together and do it. I make different friend groups get together all the time, and it works out most of the time. At least, I don't know if they become best friends, but they become friends. It's a fun hang. As long as the personalities aren't like extremely different, that's when it becomes a problem. All right. Thinking about X a lot. I've been broken up with X in no contact for over a year. Recently went completely no contact by not checking socials. Hold on. Oh, someone from India wants to do something with my music. I'm like, fuck that. I've been broken up with an ex for no contact over a year. Recently went completely no contact by not checking socials maybe 3 months ago. Haven't spoken to or seen X in over a year, but whenever I am with another potential partner, I find myself thinking about my ex a lot, comparing and just thinking about them in their new relationship. It bothers me. I feel like it's unhealthy. Should I be dating again, or is it a sign that I still need to heal and be alone? I was with my ex for over 3 years. It's crazy that I even expect my brain to just stop thinking about someone I saw/thought about every day for 3 years. How the heck is he able to do it and be so deep in a new relationship? So, a couple things I would have to say in that situation. One, you're fucking lonely. Loneliness. The cure to loneliness is not finding someone else in your life. The cure to loneliness is to understand that you're okay alone. That's the answer. Number two, it sounds like the situation that I am reading here, that you are over him, but you're not over him being over you. Like, you want him to still want you, but you don't want him. And that's a kind of a selfish thing. You have to realize that he's his own person. And you need to realize that that now that you two are apart, you shouldn't expect someone to want you. We all want to be wanted by someone. That's not like an abnormal thing to think about. We all want to be wanted. Why do you think I post? Why do you think I'm buttons down here right now on this? For video only people, if you're listening, sucks to be you, because you don't get to see me with a couple buttons down on this button down shirt. The main situation I would say that you have right now is you want him to not be over you. However, you are over him. And so you're jealous of him for being so over you. And I don't know if you necessarily want to get back together with this person, but at the same time, you want them to still be obsessed with you, and that's not healthy. You shouldn't want your ex to be in love with you. That's the thing. And I try to let my exes move on. Most of them, it's pretty easy. And for the ones that aren't, it's kind of just the situation where I try to let them. It's like, oh, look, I'm not going to fight for you. I'm not going to try to fight for your honor or whatever the shit people do. Like, it's like, oh, it'd be cool. Like, in my loneliness, it's like, maybe we should get back together. But also, it's like, am I going to fight for you? No, I'm not going to fight for you. That's the situation. You're not going to fight for this person. You just want them to be in love with you. And that's the situation here. So you just kind of have to get over that idea that you want them to want you. And once you realize that, your life's going to be a lot better from there. So just calm your fucking tits and move on. Unsure if friend cheated with me during threesome.
That's rough, buddy.
Or is it? This is a weird situation. I had an unplanned threesome last week. Basically, we were out drunk at a club when my good friend's girlfriend told me she'd always found me attractive and started making out with me. My friend was totally fine with it, very into it actually. So I figured, why not? The three of us ended up back at their place. My friend mostly watched while the girlfriend and I fooled around. This apparently had been something they'd always wanted to do. They assured me I was pretty drunk and not really thinking about anything too deeply, but as long as they were okay with what was happening, fine by me. They'd never brought any of this to me previously. This is all a new experience to me. I have zero desire or intention of ever home wrecking or causing a rift in any relationship. My friend tried to kiss me and touch me a little, and from what I could recall, the girlfriend didn't want him to. Not positive, but I think this is what happened. And he went back to watching. Anyways, when the girlfriend falls asleep, and my friend and I start fooling around, and just the two of us kissing and touching each other below the waist, but not penetrative sex. I really did not think anything about it in the moment other than just having fun with him. But now reflecting back, I'm wondering if this was wrong. I don't know what they talked about beforehand, but is it typical for just two people, especially one half of a couple, to mess around still if the other one of them is now asleep and not participating? And again, I feel like the girlfriend wasn't crazy about us kissing, but I'm totally unsure. It's deeply not my place to say anything, but I have started feeling guilty. Here's the situation. In regards to your guilt, that's not your problem. That is not your problem at all. So let's say you're in my situation. Of course, I've never done anything like this, folks. I grew up Christian, so it's like, oh, threesomes or orgies, and those are bad. But now I'd be down for it. Anyone want to help me get the belt? Feel free to email me or hit me up. What I will say though is, in regards to if you join like a third person situation, whatever they discuss beforehand, before ever doing anything, is their problem. None of this is your problem. So if she is not happy with you fooling around with your guy friend that's involved, that's their problem. Don't make that your problem, because if they're going to add a third person to their relationship, what they would have to do is have a deep discussion of things you should and shouldn't do and what makes everyone comfortable in this situation, because you should not be the victim in any of this. You're just down to have fun, but they're the ones who have to kind of like set their limits and shit like that. That's the thing. And that's always want to know, because if I'm on a dating app, I do like to swipe right on the people looking for a third. However, I don't want to have sex with a guy at all. I don't want to do any of that shit. I just assume I'm going to make two friends. But any situation that you're in, from what I'm hearing here today on what it sounds like, is whatever is crossing the line is their problem, because you can't cross your own line. You make up your own boundaries, but boundaries for them as a couple is going to be their problem. And it's not going to be anything your fault. So don't feel guilty at all. That's their problem. And if it's a problem for them, everyone has to deal with their own problems. If you have a problem with something, that's something you have to deal with. Like if someone says, like, I have a problem with your drinking, I don't have a drinking problem. You have a problem with my drinking. That's how it works. That's how life works, folks. Either way, that's the way it is. So that's the best advice I can give you. How do I ask my boyfriend about a condom I saw in his car? I noticed it under the passenger seat when he drove me home. I was staying at his place for 3 days and hadn't noticed it before. I'm not sure how to ask about it, and I'm not about to jump to conclusions, but I know it wasn't me. It wasn't in the packet, and I couldn't see if it was used or not. Any advice? Also, I know his mom doesn't like me, but I don't think she would plant it there. So I'm going to probably cross out the mom situation. Like, the mom has to be super crazy. And usually, like, the mom doesn't like me, but at the same situation, it's like, I don't know if she's going to do that shit. Anyway, so here's the situation that we have here in the situation booth, I guess, on this podcast. The real situation is you kind of have to figure out, is the condom open or not? If the condom's open, he's definitely 100% cheating on you. That's 100%, because I don't see a situation where I'm leaving used condoms in my friend's car. Now, if the condom is closed, there's a lot of situations. A lot of times he may have brought one in case you and him are about to hook up. That's a situation. Maybe his friend was in the car and it just fell out of his pocket. That's a situation. So if it's not opened, there's a good chance he didn't cheat on you. That's going to be a good situation for you that he did not cheat on you if it's not open. However, if it is open, it's definitely cheating on you. So you kind of have to figure that out. Now that you're in the situation that you didn't bring it up when you did see it in the car, you can't just bring it up out of nowhere. If you get into his car again and do see the condom still there, and you could just be like, what the hell is that condom doing there? You know, just that way you can casually bring up the conversation and you're like, wait, I don't even use these condoms and shit like that. And you're basically going to have to read him for what he reacts to it. Definitely, if it's open, he definitely cheated on you. Definitely. And in the car too. I don't know how old you are, but I mean, I'm 20, I'll be 28 next month. Surprise, happy birthday to me. And it's like, I don't want to have sex in a fucking car. I'm too old for that shit. But nonetheless, yeah, that's basically say if it's opened, he cheated on you. If it's not opened, there possibly could be a conclusion to the story. However, that's something for you to find out and me to just kind of lead you in the right direction. That's who I am.
This is the type of guy you get.
All right. Is this the last question? No, we got 2 more. Okay, here we go. All right, I drunkenly cheated on my ex-girlfriend with one of her closest friends a day before we planned to break up. This happened last Tuesday, the day I finished my final exams. I thought I'd celebrate, and it's IDE, like the Ides of March or whatever. I just want to let everyone know that. This is the type of guy you get. So this happened the last 2 days. I was going to the bar with a few friends. Mine worked. I live in Europe where the drinking legal age is 17. I'll refer to this person as Danny. Danny is a biologically female, non-binary friend of mine that I'd, still spelled the same, been getting close to recently because both of us were having trouble with our relationships. I got to the bar and it being a Tuesday during a pandemic was basically deserted. I just hung out at the bar and got a ton of drinks. I'm making fun of this person for being from Europe, but I can't, I'm not that better of a writer. This time I had lost feelings as our relationship was short and didn't survive long distance. The plan was to break up with her the day after I went to the bar and get things straight. Danny basically comforted me while I drank and drank and drank. I'm not a heavy drinker, but I do have a pretty good tolerance. The alcohol was slowly creeping in. Danny spent the whole evening making sexual passes at me jokingly. I knew that both my ex and Danny were good friends, and I trusted Danny with my feelings that night. Once their shift was over, see, I hate them, they, their as fucking pronouns. We have to figure out a new pronoun for non-binary people, okay? We have to figure this out, because they're refers to a group of people, and it makes sentences weird. Once Danny's shift was over, we walked around the pier. We were at a harbor. Is when my memory started getting choppy. Danny hadn't drank anything except Sprite. While we walked, I vaguely remember holding their hand, though I don't know who instigated it. Next thing I know, I was at the end of a pontoon with Danny making out. After this, we took a taxi back to my place as I offered them to stay at mine since Danny lives on a separate island and the voyage home would have been too long. I don't remember The ride home, all I remember from this moment is offering them a glass of water and a blurry scene of me in bed with Danny on top of me. We were having sex. First time for me, not for them. They were on birth control. I then woke up, but I don't remember doing so. We spent the morning talking about what to do now. Then my ex or not, I was about to break up with them in just a couple hours. I sorry I had to tell her that I cheated. I met her at a local park, but I couldn't tell her about the cheating. I didn't want to ruin the relationship of Danny and my ex. I later called her once I was telling her the situation and was promptly told I was a terrible person. All I told her that I cheated with Danny. I, of course, checked with Danny if this was okay to say from the beginning, and they gave me the green light. And now here I am, a terrible person and even worse boyfriend. I feel bad for getting Danny involved in all this. I stopped taking my anxiety meds and started increasing my Ritalin dose to instigate anxiety attacks throughout my day as a way to atone. I know the most likely answer to this thread is going to be people calling me an ass, but I know that already. But what can I do to make it up to my ex? She's really amazing and doesn't deserve what I've done to her. So there's a clear right answer to this situation, folks. I know there's a clear right answer. However, I'm gonna give my answer to this. Look, you're gonna break up with her already, so I feel like cheating. So there's a thing though, when you break up with someone, you're you already become the bad guy in their mind. So the fact that you cheated and already were going to break up with her, the fact that at least you went through with it, so that's good. At least you didn't I'm going to break up with her and then cheat. And you're like, no, I'm not going to cheat or break up with her. So that's a good thing, at least. What I can say for you, though, is, at least you went through with it and you already knew the relationship was over and you realized you were going to hurt a person. Because a lot of times you can break up with someone, do everything correctly, and still hurt them. That's just how things go. And
This is the type of guy you get.
so you don't always necessarily get that clear answer to the idea of breaking up with someone. Breaking up, there's always bad guys and good guys. So that's a situation. So I'm not saying that cheating was probably wrong. However, you're already breaking up with her anyway, so does it really matter at this point? Also, what's going on with Danny? Are you just gonna become friends with benefits? Are you gonna try a relationship? What are you doing? What's going on with this situation? Tell me what's going on with this situation with Danny, because I would really like to know. Danny already knew, I guess, to begin with. So, you weren't doing anything bad to them in the situation. But, I think, honestly, I wouldn't, this is a weird situation because you did technically cheat, but you were already going to break up with her at the same time. So, this is it's technically cheating, but does it really count as cheating? That's the situation, which, that's a good debate for everyone listening today. Did he actually cheat technically, or because emotionally he wasn't already there with her? So that's the situation. So I don't think you played yourself, but
That's rough, buddy.
so I probably wouldn't think too hardly on it, my dude. Yeah, that's all I can really say. Oh, I got a Facebook notification. Is it anything important? No, it's not. Okay. Next up, gotta not open Photoshop and go to our final question of the evening. Here is the story. My ex accused me of posting her nudes online. We broke up 6+ months ago, and after 2 months of silence, I got a text from her asking me if I posted her nudes. According to her, someone added her on Snapchat and directly named me, saying I posted her nudes online. They also refused to say any more than that and remained anonymous. Just to be clear, all private photos were deleted when we broke up. I've never shared them with anyone or discussed them with anyone. I have 2 explanations, but would like some input. Our relationship was all over social media, and if anyone wanted to cause drama, they could have made this stuff up. Our relationship was anything but happy. She was sweet and eventually became a physically and emotionally abusive person. This is her way to weasel her way back into my life. So obviously I'm here thinking about you specifically.
This is the type of guy you get.
So you're posting this to me on the internet, and what reason do you have to lie to me? That's my question, and my answer is you don't. I'm assuming you don't have any reason to lie to me. Why would you lie to me when I don't even know who you are? I don't even know who you are. It's when women share their OnlyFans with me. I send that Thanos saying, I don't even know who you are. So with that, though, So only, I mean, you know the truth, and I can't imagine you're lying to me right now. So I'm assuming you are being truthful, and you did delete all that shit when you did. So you do have that situation. Yeah, someone could be trying to bother you, but it's like a Snapchat too, so I don't know how fucking old you are. But at the same time, I think she's trying to look for a reason to talk to you and trying to get you back into life. You just gotta say, I'm like, no, I did not share anything of this with you. And if you do think it was me, you're gonna have to find proof. And she's gonna have to find the receipts and show the proof before she would actually be able to actually do anything with that. That's all I'm gonna really say here. This is me not knowing either of you when it's like, a real situation. A good lesson, never share nudes online. If you want to keep them when the relationship ends, there is the gray area there. But however, I consider that your treasures, and just don't share them with people. Don't share someone's nudes. It's a very emotional thing for a woman, not for a man, but also a dick pic is not that impressive. Hey, thank you for checking out that highlight from Cancel Schweezy. Now, I hope your brain cells don't hurt. We got more highlights available now everywhere. We also got more full episodes as well. If you want to watch a full episode of Cancel Schweezy, available now, right here, right now, available now. If you liked everything, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way you get notified when new highlights and episodes come up. And leave a comment, like, and stay awesome.